No matter what, we come together for the good of our constituents, and I'm proud and honored to lead the People's House of the New York State Legislature.
The health and protection of the human beings that live in our districts is our responsibility.
Frederick Douglass's words for us today, I quote, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress."
If you want equity to happen, then this is where it happens.
All of us have a responsibility to the greater good.
The House will come to order.
Hello, everyone. This is Assemblyman Angelo Santa Barbara. Welcome to this edition of Assembly Update. Today, back home from the city of Schenectady in my district, I'm very excited. We're going to be talking about the Schenectady Ring of Hope Boxing Club, an amazing organization that is truly inspiring, providing a safe and positive outlet for young women and men in our community. And I have guests here that have joined us all the way from Schenectady in the studio. Coach Kenneth Brooks, welcome to the show, and Dan Nichols, who is a member of the club for about 2 years now. And I'm interested to hear about your experience with the club. But thanks for making it up. We just came off of a great event where we had some big names that we're going to talk about. The Fight for Hope that just happened at the City Center in Saratoga Springs. Ring of Hope Boxing Club. Tell us what it's about, its mission, and some of the impact you're having in our community.
Our club is like a home away from home. We service the youth, we service the adults, we service our community. We just try to do what we can to be family oriented, to work hard, play hard, enjoy each other's time, and just build on the things that we work on day to day. And
the boxing is obviously the theme, but at the club, as we talked about at the event, it's much more than that. Boxing certainly is a sport that people are interested in, and people have been participating at the club. But it's a lot more than that, right? It's not just a sport. There are lessons in there that people that participate learn.
Yep. So I'd say that the gym is just the umbrella for the reality of what goes on in people's day-to-day lives. Everybody has their struggles, their trials, their tribulations. And everybody wants to move forward and progress. So through boxing, people progress in different ways. We learn each other. We build as a family. So a lot of the day-to-day at the boxing gym, it always starts out with some hard work. So when you come there, you got to be looking forward to doing some hard work, learning some things, being disciplined, and learning people. It's about boxing, but it's not just particularly about boxing. We do so many different things. We celebrate birthdays there. We teach the kids how to play chess. There's always problem solving. We're boxing coaches. We're also mentors. We're also idols for some of the youth or some of the adults. And at times we're therapists, but we also use boxing as therapy. It's therapeutic to work up a sweat. Sometimes people come up with issues, we talk about them, we learn together, we sweat together, we go through pain together. So it's just a pretty much a learning experience and just like a family-oriented club.
And I've had an opportunity to visit the club on several occasions, and I remember we had Bobby Stewart there as a special guest one time, Mike Tyson's original trainer. To me, it did feel exactly what you said. That's a great way to put it, almost like a family feel. Everybody knows each other. And everybody training together and just creating those bonds in the community. Dan, it's great to have you here because you've been a member for 2 years.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? What are your experience? How's it been so far?
Amazing, man. Like you said, it's a real life-changing environment. So like being able to be around people, it's more than just boxing. It's like an expression of yourself, expression of life, like you said. So just going through everyday life, everybody has their own battles, their own challenges. So that's what we're all about, getting over challenges, just pushing through everything. And like you said, it's more than just fighting and boxing, Boxing has taught me a lot as far as being emotionally intelligent, not just reacting off your emotions. Because if you go in a boxing match and you're in there all angry and riled up, you know, you only see so much. So you'll only get so far in the ring if you're only feeling it, not being aware, you know. So you got to be aware. So a lot of stuff. Is a great play style, man. It's an amazing place. So.
What led you to Ring of Hope? How did you find the program, and what made you want to get involved?
Really just being around the community, you know, finding a better outlet of, like I said, expressing myself. You know, everybody doesn't have the luxury or the ability to say, you know, let me go to the gym, or let me go somewhere to express myself in a positive way. You know, being in an environment, in a rough environment, you have things that are like right next to you, real accessible. So some people don't even make it that far, want to make it that far to say, let me do this instead. But some people get tired of doing those things, you know, and that's a great outlet to, is a great outlet to express yourself. So. Yeah, man.
And just getting back to the coaching part of it, we do have to give a shout out to Coach Kittle. I know he couldn't make it today, and I know Coach Jackie is off the set here today. We want to give a shout out to her as well. But what led you to coaching, and what's your experience been like? How did you get involved with the club, and what made you want to do this? Coaching it takes a lot of time. It's an investment. It takes a lot of preparation. What led you down this path, and why did you want to do this?
So again, speaking of family, my coaching career started with Brian the Brick Abraham. Everybody knows him in Schenectady. He was a childhood friend. Whenever I got suspended, he got suspended with me. So he was pursuing his career as a boxer. He was slowing down with the boxing, trying to get more into coaching. He needed help running a gym on State Street. So he asked me if I wanted to help him. So I helped him. When we were younger, I was a barber. I taught Brian how to cut hair, so now he cuts hair. So then once we got older, he started boxing, he started coaching, so he taught me how to coach. So it just went hand in hand with the family thing. And with Brian, me and him have similar kind of energy. You know, we just start things from the ground up and we just push through. So he was just like, listen, whatever you can help me do, let's do it. So we were cutting hair and putting sheetrock up and hanging heavy bags and teaching kids. We first started and we were doing workouts at 7 in the morning for $3 a workout. And we were doing so many different things in the gym that it just started to become overwhelming. And he got a little distant. And then I got a little distant, and then we came back together to try to make sure we can make it work. And then the gym ended up closing down because we were doing it all. So the funding wasn't really correct because we were servicing our community, and we couldn't really charge gym prices for, to parents that are trying to teach their kids something. But half the time, the parents of the kids, they couldn't afford really a cost that you actually need in order to run a gym successfully. So we were just cutting corners, charging $1, charging $2, doing anything just to make sure that we were there for the kids. And, through the fellowship, that was our 7 o'clock in the morning classes. We were just doing anything to get a couple guys to come and work out and just improve and better themselves and to, collaborate with each other. So then long story short, the gym closes. Between me and Brian, the gym on State Street, it's now a restaurant. And I just kept cutting hair, and I just still had that passion because I had started training my daughter at the time. She was like 4. So I had all the equipment, I had all the pads, I had all the gloves. I was still, training my daughter, and I still had people that wanted to train. I was still doing what I could, but just not at a gym. So I decided to stop by and talk to Coach Kittles and Jeff Christiani down at the Ring of Hope. And this is when they were in the plaza. And I talked to Coach. He said, well, we're all good right now, but if you want, you can come and help out anytime. So at that time, I really didn't have the time, but I stopped in once or twice. Then they moved locations and got a new location downtown on Erie Boulevard. And I said, well, they got a new location. It's bigger. They probably can use some help. So I went down, and Coach said, yeah, whenever you want, just come on down and help. So at the time, it was me and Coach Lewis, and he's a ex-Golden Glove boxer. that's, started with Coach Kittles and then ended up being a coach. Me and him would go and train the kids after school, do some adult classes, go to the schools, and then when Coach Lewis left and went to Rochester, Coach Nasir, who's also an ex-Golden Glove boxer, that was with Coach Kittles from the start, he ended up being the new head coach, and then there was finally some extra time and some extra funding. So the coach asked me if I would like to get paid instead of doing volunteer hours. So I was like, yep, that'll work, thanks a lot. So then we just started going from there. We were in the schools in Mount Pleasant and as many middle schools and high schools as we could in Schenectady for a long period of time. And then just move forward with our competition team. And then we were just doing our classes and just the gym just started growing and exploding. Yeah. And then we started adding extra things and the community just came together as a whole. So whenever we had anything going on at the gym, we always got a lot of support from the community and from the city of Schenectady as a whole. So it just went from there up until our event at the Saratoga City Center.
Yeah, that the Fight for Hope was a great event. We had some boxing legends there. Larry Holmes, I had a chance to meet him. Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Jerry Cooney was there as well. That was quite the experience to have boxing legends that show up to support a club like this. That means a lot for the club. I think it speaks to your mission as well.
That also provided memories that a lot of people are going to remember for the rest of their lives.
And a lot of sponsors there, a lot of support. Yep. For people that want to support the club, we're going to give out your website, which is www.ringofhope.Schenectady. Schenectady Ring of Hope. No, okay. Ringofhope.org. Okay, Jackie just corrected me. And on Instagram, it's Schenectady Ring of Facebook. Schenectady Ring of Hope Boxing Club. Yep. You can find them on Facebook and on Instagram, so people can volunteer, support financially, just show up to help or make donations on those pages, or just show up to the club and check it out.
Yep, 118 Erie Boulevard.
Yeah, and you're right. I remember when the club opened up, and it has come a long way since then. I just want to ask, Dan, I want to ask you, if you had to describe people that want to come be a part of the club, what's a typical day for you there like? What do you start off doing, and what are some, take us through the day.
Oh man, so depending on who you work with, if you work with my coach, Nas, it'll be a little more intense, So we're definitely, we get a good workout in, but if you come in later days, more, I'm gonna say family orientated, if you wanna just come in here and get a workout, then it's more later than early mornings as far as like 12 o'clock. We're more leaning towards getting people prepared for boxing as far as like amateur fighting.
And how much time do you spend there? Is it just a few hours, or is it pretty much a full day, or after school, or?
Me personally, I'm in there a lot.
You're in there all, but so people come in, they can spend a few hours there, or spend most of the day there?
This is about an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half, okay. And on weekends as well, right? Weekends, you guys, and I also want to point out that you're also involved as a community. I know the Trunk or Treat is coming up that you guys do as well, and it's great to see that connection and those bonds. So you would recommend the club to anybody watching? And what's your recommendation for the club?
100%. Just get ready to work. You'll definitely be worked. It's a challenge, So.
It will be challenging, but it's worth it.
Yeah, great relief of stress, So if you're having a stressful day, whether you after work, 6 o'clock, before work, it's a great way to get your to have a positive mindset,
Well, I look forward to visiting again back home. I want to thank you both for coming up, for sharing a little bit about the club and what it's all about. And I hope people can, the viewers at home, can participate in their own way and look for events happening at the club. You do have open houses; people can stop in, and I look forward to doing that. Thanks for being here on the show, and we'll talk to you guys back home. And thanks to the viewers at home for tuning in for this episode of Assembly Update. We'll see you on the next episode where we'll talk more about great organizations like the Ring of Hope Boxing Club in the city of Schenectady. Thanks for joining us.